Okay, guys, so today we have a KetoKeto Cherry Bakewell bar, and they claim to be 3 grams carbs. But will it push us out of ketosis? Stay tuned. Okay, guys, just hearing the sound of Cherry Bakewell is making my mouth draw. So this bar has a lot to live up to. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to open it up. Here's the bar. You can see they're promising the 3 grams of carbs. Okay, so there's the bar, and the packaging looks okay. I'm going to open up and give it a taste test. So, yep, it's foil wrapped. So you can see the foil lining there. That's what's going to keep it nice and fresh. Give it a bit of an aroma test. Oh, wow, that's awesome. That is cherry bake all over. That is just hit me, made my mouth now. It's just covered. It's like a river. Let me sniff again. Oh, I could sniff that all day. That is pure cherry bakewell. The lovely strong cherry smell there, but with like, the baked goods smell as well. Oh, absolutely nice. Right, so let me undo this and let you see the bar. So this is the bar. Looks quite interesting. Looks quite. These bars are very thick. So for the amount, they look really like bulky. So, they look like they're going to do their job and fill you up. So let's go back to just one more time. Oh, that is lovely. The smell is lovely. And that's making me worry that because the smell's so good. The aroma is first class, meaning maybe the taste ain't so good. But let me try it. Here we go. Mm. That is like eating a cherry bakewell from Mr. Kipling. Mm. That's lovely. Let me try again because that is nice. It's so moist as well. Mm. Okay, that's nice. It tastes like a cherry bakewell to me. I love cherry bakewell. Some people will probably not like it because of the almond flavor with the cherry. I think it's absolutely divine. So I'm going to put it forward and I'm going to say 9 out of 10 without a doubt. It's moist. It tastes like cherry bakewell. It does what it says on the tin. And now the important part is to see that it doesn't push us out of ketosis. So the texture is lovely and crumbly. It's also that denseness it has, and it's very moist. So again, very good by KetoKeto. That's a fantastic bar. I think that's a lot better than the banana bread, and it's absolutely delicious and fresh because it's foil wrapped. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go on to the ketone test. The urinalysis will show us if it pushes us out of ketosis, there's no movement, or it's going even darker, meaning it's conducive. So, okay, so it's going to be 1 second for you guys. It's going to be 2 to 3 hours for me. Don't go away. Okay, guys, so we have the KetoKeto Cherry Bakewell flavor bar. That's come back with no problem whatsoever. I'm still in heavy ketosis. Yeah, so they still have the ketone test here to prove it, and it's had no impact whatsoever on the diet. Now, again, obviously, you have to count your carbs and stick to them. If you stick to them, they work. But some of them don't work because they have hidden carbs in sweeteners, for example. Now, that one's fine. So all green lights ahead for that, guys. And if you want to buy it, there'll be a link in the description. Also, thumbs up, please, and subscribe. Okay, guys, we're moving on to the ingredients. Okay, guys, so here are the packaging ingredients. We can see here, obviously, it's comes in at about £2.25. In the USA, that's $3.02. Now, what can we see? Obviously, it gives us all the information here. It's got the KetoKeto Cherry Bakewell flavor bar, and it really is cherry bakewell. That's delicious. Now, it also shows vegan friendly. So if you're a vegan, it looks like you can eat these as well. Okay, so moving on. Don't forget with the price there, you get them on sale as well. So go and grab them when they're on sale. There are a lot of better prices. And again, in the USA, you can buy from here and we'll ship over. But also you may have the product in your country. So guys, if you want the link, it's down in the description. Click on them and buy. Again, guys, here we go, moving on. Here's the main information I've taken off of the side of the package and presented it beautifully here for you. So it's cherry bakewell. It's net carbs 3 grams, fat per bar 25 grams, and the total sugars per bar are 1.2 grams. So again, it's not bad. the 1.2 grams not going to hit your blood sugar too hard. So in other words, it's not going to have very minimal impact by obviously having very little sugar in it. Ingredients: ground almonds. Okay, that's awesome, all natural. Coconut oil, ground cashew nuts, xylitol, erythritol, sunflower seed, ground flaxseed, cacao powder, um, flavoring, nut, arrowroot powder, natural cherry flavoring, and xanthan gum and salt. So what we can see here is that it's not going to impact that much, and you get your carbs and you get your sugars from obviously the ground nuts and the ground cashews, especially the ground cashews. Then you go down and you can see obviously you have a few other places probably contributing. Now, the other thing here is that you have xylitol and erythritol. Now, those two are, xylitol's a 50% impact on your carbs. So whatever's in there for a sweetener will hit you 50%. Okay, so that's why it's always good to check these bars and your ketones afterwards. Also, erythritol is absolutely no problem whatsoever. But this is the slightly piece of information I always add in because it's the research done on them. Xylitol and erythritol also have some cardiovascular highlights. So not saying that they are causing any issues, but by the research, people who had cardiovascular events or had certain problems have found that they had xylitol or erythritol in their blood. So you can look that up. I'm not going to, make any statements. It's the research. You can go off and have a look there. So, okay, guys. So here we can see the breakdown of the nutritional information. So we've looked already at the top one there. Net carbs 3 grams, fat per bar 25 grams, and total sugars 1.2 grams. So having a look here, we can see that there's 289 calories, which is quite high for a keto snack. You have then 1,195 kilojoules of energy. And moving down, you can see the fat there, 25 grams. Yes, we've looked at that, of which saturates 9.8 grams, all good for a keto diet. Carbohydrates, 13 grams. Okay, now we want to see what is that made up of. Now, we have of sugars, 1.2 grams. Now, we know that the sugars are obviously going to hit our blood sugar. That's only small. It's not a big amount. We've got 20-gram allowance of carbs in a day. So that's fine for a keto snack. So of which polyols, 9.6 grams. So that is pretty much going to have in there, when you look up here, what they've done is they've gone, okay, we've got the 2 grams there, 9.8, then another. So it's 10.8 grams. And so they've gone on and they've said 10.8 grams and they've gone versus obviously 10.8. So 10.8 grams they have there, and obviously versus it, they know that 10.8 grams are carbs, and so the rest of them make up obviously as well, plus the sugar and the rest of the carbs. So 9.6 there, and so you've got 3 carbs there and 0.4. So it's 3.4 exact carbs, but they've rounded it seems up to 3 grams. So 3 grams carb. Now, this is the tricky thing. That's made up of sugars, and at the same time, it's made up of sugars. It's made up of the other carbohydrates in there that come from anything like flour or anything that's going to be conducive, even cocoa powder. All this stuff will contribute to it. Now, when you look at the polyols, so we can say, okay, that's 3 grams, but it's 3.4 grams exactly. But the reality is we need to look at those polyols as well. They're 9.6 grams. And we need to know which polyols are they. And this is the slight problem when it comes to keto snacks. We have erythritol, which has 0 impact and is fantastic in that sense. Again, apart from this research, which again hasn't stopped it being sold or put in the product, so it can't be of immediate danger. And then you have obviously xylitol. Now, xylitol is 50% of it will hit you as carbs. So we need to know what is erythritol amount and what is xylitol amount. We can't tell, but you can tell xylitol is listed before erythritol, meaning there should be more xylitol in there. Now, what do we do? So we look at this 9.6 grams and we say, okay, well, let's just break it down because they're right next to each other. They're pretty much equal. So you split it down the middle and you say, okay, what's it, 4.5 plus 3? So it's 4.8, right? So 4.8 belongs to xylitol. So xylitol is 4.8 there, meaning half that. So 2.4 is added onto that 3 grams, and that's how it works. So most people don't realize this because obviously it hasn't been listed, and people aren't using obviously the information to detect how your body does or doesn't absorb certain things. Now, if you use xylitol, 50% is absorbed and is used as carbs. So have a look at that. And so really there, that should be listed as 5.4 grams of carbs hitting your body. Now, again, moving on. So still we have 4.5 grams hitting our body. Erythritol counts for nothing there, so you're completely fine with erythritol. So now you have fiber, and it's 1.9 grams, protein 5.9 grams, and salt 0.02 grams. So again, there's the nutritional information. Make sure you count your carbs correctly, please, guys. And that's why I do this ingredients part, because it helps you to identify what are carbs and what you are going to have against your allowance per day of 20 grams. Don't forget 5.4 grams, not 3 grams. Now, let's move on. Okay, guys, back to me. So this is the main idea. So when you come down to look at that, you say, okay, it's about 5.4 grams I'm taking as my allowance. Now, yes, again, it might not put you out of your diet, but you've got to know when you eat that, you're having a quarter of your daily allowance. Now, yes, it's yummy. And it's not really that, as in, it happens a lot in the industry because certain polyols or sugar alcohols are not fully understood. And so the whole idea is that, yes, some will contribute to your carb count. Now, if you're curious about that, go look at my other video that shows sweeteners and how much you absorb as carbs, okay? And also some other information there. So I've got a brief video that covers the main carbs and how some sweeteners can give you some of those. Now, fantastic bar, tastes great, filling, without a doubt, 9 out of 10 for flavor. Now, keto friendly, yes, it is keto friendly, but you must watch out for those labels and learn how to read them. Right, guys, so no problem whatsoever. If you want to buy it, it's down in the description with the link. Thumbs up and subscribe. Okay, guys, see you on the next one.